Man, it is the wettest summer, I think, on record.
So between mosquitoes and poison ivy, it's been a challenge. Often this time of year, doctors do see a lot of cases of poison ivy, and with all the rain we've had, weeds are popping up everywhere, so you need to be safe.
Hey, Dr. Jen. First of
Hi.
all, how do you recognize poison ivy? What's it look like?
Well, so the plant typically has 3 leaves on it. That's one of the most important things to do, is to know what the plant looks like. And when we talk about poison ivy, remember often poison sumac, poison oak can play a role here too. But the 3-leaf plant is kind of what you're looking like, and rather looking at, and that's what you want to look for. So,
well, before we get to these groundbreaking things to stop the itch, let's go over some of the symptoms. So how do you know when, something's going on, besides just a little itch?
Sure. I mean, the rash, and I see a lot of patients this time of year with poison ivy. In fact, I have some patients that really get it so badly. Usually the itch comes first, and after the itch we then get a red rash. Sometimes people get swelling and things like that as well, and then you can get blisters after that. Often these symptoms come a couple days after you've been exposed to the poison ivy, but the symptoms can last even up to 1 to 3 weeks afterwards.
Okay, so we're ready for something.
All right, so now we have it.
Yes.
Now we have it, and we're itching like crazy. How do you get it stopped?
Well, there's first a few things to do. Remember to avoid contact with it. And let's talk about the 3 ways to become in contact with the poison ivy. Because a lot of people ask me, they say, is it contagious? And the answer is no. You can't get poison ivy from another person. You really can't. You get it from touching the oil that's released from the plant.
Okay.
So if you touch the plant, that's one way to get it.
Okay, now we got it. Now look, these are the different ways we can get rid of the itch. Oatmeal? I have oatmeal right in front of me now.
Yes, oatmeal baths are fantastic. You can also use calamine lotions and things like that. You can use cool water to wash off the oil if you get it on your skin. You might often want to try an antihistamine. Sometimes steroid creams can be good too, but I always say talk with your doctor about that. But when you should definitely call your doctor is if you have the rash, if it's over a large part of your body, okay, if it's in your private areas, if the rash is so bad that you have fever or it looks infected, or you're really disrupted in terms of sleep and things like that because of the itch. That's definitely when you should call your doctor.
When you mentioned oatmeal, am I seriously just getting some Quaker oats and putting them in the bathtub, or do I use like those Aveeno packets, you know, where you've seen those?
Yeah, so you can find them over the counter. If you go to the local drugstore, you can find oatmeal packets and things like that. Aveeno has a great one. There's lots of different brands. And actually, if you go to the drugstore, there's usually a lot of products that are sort of catered to poison ivy and getting rid of the itch. So that's definitely a good way to start.
I had poison oak one time in my private area.
Oh, how did that work out?
Could you put some oatmeal on there for me? Seriously.
Thank you, Dr. Jen.